You said something when you talked about wanting to run around and set up the altar and that you enjoyed doing that. And I was thinking about the fact that there were like a bunch of us standing around the piano in the morning actually enjoying trying to sing songs. And looking at all the people doing everything every morning trying to make this happen. And it's actually sort of a small miracle. And it's sort of wonderful. Anyway, just a thought. You've seen, maybe as you walked in the door, you saw a sign that said it's coming on November 17th, and maybe a couple of people have noticed the signs and said, what is that they're talking about? And that's what I want to talk to you about. And it's on November 17th, we get together to celebrate. And really what we get to celebrate is what I just talked about a minute ago, the things that we are able to do together as a community, which is, as I say, sort of a miracle. And we will get to sort of come together as a community and celebrate the things that we have been able to accumulate together to do our ministry over the next year. And this will be involved with the service itself, and it will be involved with a luncheon afterwards. It isn't a potluck, it's just to come and enjoy each other's company and celebrate together what we do here. I want to say that the sort of communal gift that we celebrate together is really nothing more than sort of an accumulation of our own sort of individual ideas about what we might do with what God has given us. So over the next couple of weeks, and you can see that it's already starting to sneak into the message, we're trying to just create some room in our minds and our hearts to think about that. Think about how we relate to this place and this community, and what portion of it, of what we have, of the gifts that God has given us, do we want to put to work in this place. So, I think that's the end of my message, other than to say, please, on the 17th of November, I know most of a lot of people I look out here come pretty much every Sunday, but, make that one an important one. And if you see, a friend or a neighbor or somebody else that you think maybe ought to be there that day, ask them to come that day. It's really going to be a good day. And as part of sort of making some room, space to think about this, I think Sallie is going to share with us some thoughts.
Thank you, John. Hello. I hope you're reading the stories that are coming out week by week. These are your stories. Today, it's Ellen's, and it's about Ellen's stewardship. And this, right here, is my stewardship minute. Charlie last week read us about Jacob's struggle with a presence. Was it God? Was it an angel? Who knows? So, Jacob was returning to his homeland after a 20-year absence. Encamped by a stream, he encountered a man with whom he wrestled all night. At last, the man, who was unable to overcome Jacob, placed his finger on Jacob's hip and disjointed the hip. And after that, Jacob walked with him. Moreover, at Jacob's insistence, the stranger blessed him. This mysterious story parallels my life. In my teaching years, when I encountered a particularly challenging middle schooler, I sometimes felt that I was wrestling with an angel. And then, in my accident 11 years ago, I wrestled with pain and depression on my long road to recovery. And it's clear to you all that, like Jacob, my disjointed hip will have me limping for the rest of my life. So, what does this all have to do with stewardship? Well, stewardship is an encounter with God. We struggle. We want to do what God wants, but we have personal agendas which may or may not go counter to what God wants. Stewardship is always a choice. Choice of how we spend our time, how we spend our energy, how we interact with others. At TMC, over 35 years, I have chosen to be active. I have done some things like teaching Sunday school, planning events like Halloween parties for youth in the catacombs. You all know where the catacombs are. Downstairs in the Undercroft. Taking 12-year-olds on a camping trip in the Pine Barrens. Serving on vestry. Being a substitute for this and that when the traffic holds up the greeters from arriving on time. And participating in the holiday bazaar, washing dishes with Terry and David Castro-Deephouse, leading the Disciples of Christ in community. Singing in the choir, from time to time serving as lector. Why do I do these things? Because they're fun, because they give me joy, and because God wants me to build this dear community. A couple of weeks ago, Terry and Jim and I were at a workshop where Bishop Clifton Daniels said that the church does not have a mission. God has a mission, and it is the work of the church to carry out that mission. So, to get back to Jacob. Jacob is a type of our Christian experience. Many times we hear God's call in our life, but when confronted with that call, we wrestle. That's been my experience. After the fight, Jacob walked differently. When we have encountered